Which of the following numbers is a perfect square? Option A, factorial 14 times factorial 15 over 2. Option B is factorial 15 times factorial 16 over 2. Option C is factorial 16 times factorial 17 over 2. Option D is factorial 17 times factorial 18 over 2. And option E is factorial 18 times factorial 19 over 2. So these are the all 5 options which are given to us, and we have to find that which of the following is a perfect square. So we can write option A as option A is factorial 14 times factorial 15 over 2. So we can write it as factorial 14 times 15 into factorial 14 all over 2. So from here we can write factorial 14 squared times factorial 14 squared times 15 over 2. Similarly, we can write option B so option B is factorial 15 times factorial 16 over 2. So we can write factorial 15 times factorial 16 all over 2. So it will be factorial 15 times 16 times factorial 15 all over 2. So we can see that 16 is divisible by 2, so it will be cancelled out. So we can write factorial 15 times 8 times factorial 15, and this will be equal to factorial 15 squared times 8. Similarly, option C, we can write option C as, so our option C is factorial 16 times factorial 17 all over 2. so it will be equal to factorial 16 times 17 times factorial 16 all over 2. And we can see that 17 is not divisible by 2, so it will be equal to factorial 16 squared times 17 over 2. And option D is factorial 17 times factorial 18 over 2. So we can write option D as factorial 17 times 18 times factorial 17 all over 2. And we can see that 18 is divisible by 2, so it will be cancelled out, and which simplifies to factorial 17 squared times 9, and this will be further written as factorial 17 squared times 3 squared, and this will be equal to factorial 17 times 3 whole squared. Similarly, we can write option E as option E is factorial 18 times factorial 19 all over 2, and this will be equal to factorial 18 times 19 times factorial 18 all over 2. And we can see that 19 is not divisible by 2, so it will be equal to factorial 18 squared times 19 all over 2. So we can check all these 5 options, and we can see that it cannot be A, because there is an extra factor of 15 in the numerator, so it cannot be A. And it cannot be C, because there is an extra factor of 17 in the numerator, so it cannot be C. And it cannot be D, because it cannot be B, because here is 8 and 8 is not perfect square of any number, so it cannot be B. And similarly, it cannot be E, because there is an extra factor of 19 in the numerator, so it cannot be E. And we will see that D is 17 times factorial 17 times factorial 18 over 2, and which can be written as finally factorial 17 times 3 whole squared, and clearly this is a perfect square, so option D is the correct option.